Alright, so in this video, we are going to train our model on our data set, and this is actually my data set. As you can see, it has test, train, and validation test, which I have split it in the folders. So if I go into the test folder and go into the images and labels, so what images and labels, I will explain it to you. But first, let's go into the images, and we can see there are a lot of frames of the videos and various type of a data set that I have. And if I scroll down, open up some image, and you can see that actually, you can see the images here of the cricket. Here we go. You can see the stumps and the balls. So the classes that we are trying to detect are actually two classes, and I will show you my config file later. And for each image, we have this txt file. And what inside this txt file is actually the label of which class it belongs and the bounding box of the thing that we want to detect. I will explain it to you if it sounds a bit more complex, like what does these values actually mean. And you can actually see that these are the 5 values. And let me just open one more txt file in which we have maybe class 1, going to the train, and let's go to validations, labels. Let me just open somebody. Yeah, you can see the both classes here. You can see that on the top row we have 1 and on the bottom row we have 0. So that means we have 2 classes. But what does that classes actually mean? So let me just show you my data.yml file, and that sorry about that. Okay, so you can see that I have 2 classes. This is where I downloaded the dataset, mix up the various dataset, but in the names you can see I have 2 classes, ball and stumps. And these are just the parts of my dataset where my validation images are, where my test images are. But the most important thing that you have to focus here is the NC2, which is ball and stumps. So that means we are going to train a model which is going to detect 2 things. One is ball, and the second one are stumps. Let's go to the code. Now, here's a simple code. You can see that I already have my data set in my directory. And here, this is all the code that we need actually to train the model. This is the whole code. So you can see that we are using a YOLO. You look only once model, very similar model. Now, let me just show you how those images, those data set, those txt file were actually created. So we took an image like we had in our data set, and we just create a bounding box around it to guide our model to actually detect. We want our model to detect the ball, so we created a bounding box around ball. And we also want to detect the wickets, so we also create a bounding box around wickets. You can see on the left-hand side, we had 2 classes. And for here, we only have wickets, so we only give it a class of wicket. And I select the class wicket here. And this is how actually this data is annotated. They just are random boxes around these balls and these wickets. And if you can see, they are actually showing you. So we downloaded the data set from RoboFlow. Here you can see that it is annotated on stumps and it is annotated on ball as exactly how we need it. So now what we need to do is to train our model. Let's get back to our code. Here inside our code, we are using Ultralytics YOLO. And this is actually a very pretty much famous detection model. We are using V8M. Also, 2026 YOLO is also being released, but I haven't tested it. And this is the small piece of code that we need to do. We have to give them the path of our data.yml file, the file in which we decide our classes. Then we tell them how much we want our data to be trained, like an epochs. This is a bit technical term, but you don't have to very much indulge in it. We tell them image size and we tell them batch. So these are actually depend upon our GPU that you are training on. So for that, we might keep it low. As you can see, our batch size is just 4. So that means that 4 images will be sent to our model at once. Here, I just run the script and you can see that the weights are being downloaded because it's a model. It's a pre-trained model on YOLO. We have to fine-tune it. From fine-tune, it just means that something is already trained, but we want to train it on our own data set. So that is what we are actually doing. And it is downloading the PT file, the PyTorch file. You can just assume it that this is just a little file that we need to train our model. We don't have it, so it's already downloading it. And maybe I should try this also, if that work. No, I think there is no we in the name. Let's try it. Okay, I guess we have to go back to YOLO V8, and if we don't get the results that we desire, then we can move toward any bigger model or any latest model. But YOLO V8 is very fine model, and let's keep it that way for now. Okay, because we have already undownloaded a little file, we need to remove it first. So it will download a fresh weight file for us automatically, and then it starts the training of our model. Okay. Let me just clear the shell. Python 3 train.py. And there we go. It's downloading the weights again. Let it download it. Okay, you can wait with me. Or you can just skip the 10 seconds to 20 seconds. So even if you have to train the model, you just have to create a data.yml that I do, tell them which classes that you are training, have their data with yourself. If you want to annotate them, you can annotate them yourself. And if you want them to be like already annotated data frame, you can get them from your RoboFlow. That's totally on you. And okay, that's fine. That's our training going to start. And look at this, it's evaluating our image in the training labels. So it's going to train on training dataset, the training split folder that we have. And it's also going to use the validate dataset while training. And later on, we are going to test our model, the accuracy of our model on our test dataset. So that's very important thing to do. And there we go. Our model training is being started. It will be slow. It actually depends upon our GPU, and you can see that the size is 416. These are the batch size, and it's going to take a while. So you have to stick with me, and see you next time. And when this model will be trained, and we will have a file that we will use. Goodbye.